Hey guys, my name is Dave. This is Whiskey Blooded. Thanks for joining me here today, and thanks for joining the channel and watching this week. I'll be reviewing the Four Roses Single Barrel here today, one of the private selections that I've picked out. I just want to give a shout out for you guys all tuning in last week where I did my whole private selection. That was a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching that. But this week we're just jumping back in with normal reviews, although with a little bit of a spin on it. So let's get into it. This is Four Roses Single Barrel. I have reviewed this before, but this is a single barrel private pick. So it's a local liquor store's pick. They do these at barrel strength, so they're much higher proof. And all of these are slightly different. So these are fun to do when you're looking for some variety if you're drinking Four Roses. So we went to a liquor store the other day, really nice selection. They had two different barrels. This is one of them. So this is a bottle from that barrel. Now this barrel was 62.1% proof. It ran me $60. It was housed on warehouse number JE, barrel number 655F. So the cool part about this Four Roses private selection is that on the side here they tell you basically the tasting, not the tasting notes, but like the flavor profile. So for example, it says where I picked it from, and it says Four Roses recipe selected. OBSF. So their OBSF, it says, is a 35% rye mash bill with an herbal essence aged 9 years and 1 month. And then on this little card that they give you, it describes the different acronyms that they have. So OBSF is a mint, fruity, spicy, full-bodied taste. I've had the OESK before, which is a different acronym. That's a spicy, full-bodied. And I've had the OESV before, I believe, the delicate, fruity, fresh, and creamy one. So this is pretty cool that you kind of know there's different flavors out there, and whenever out there for this bottle, and whenever I get bored with what's out there, like right now is a pretty big lull for whiskey or bourbon for me in my area, so there's not much new coming out. Whenever I do this, I'll go to different stores. Whenever it hits this point, I'll go to different stores, and I'll start picking up some private barrels, start trying some different things, because you never know. For the same price, you could pick up the best bottle of Four Roses Single Barrel that you've ever had, or you could pick out a private selection that's better than anything you've ever had before. So pretty cool little, thing to do when you're looking for new stuff. So I've actually poured myself a little bit here. I'll just do a little bit more into this guy as well, just to refresh this. I wanted to get a taste for this. This is a brand new bottle for me, so I wanted to get a taste before I actually went through all this. And let's go through this one here real quick, guys. Thanks for joining me again. Let's do our normal thing. So we're going through color, and we're gonna taste it, talk about it, and do a score. So this one's definitely dark. It's age 9 years, 1 month. So this one's got a dark copper, almost mahogany color to it. As for the nose, I definitely get a lot of that mint. I get a lot of that mint, that spice, that toasted, not just toasted, but like a burning cinnamon hot smell. That's that spicy part coming out. And then the floral is there all throughout. It's definitely got a floral smell with that 35% rye. I'm smelling the floral, I'm smelling the spice, I'm smelling all that stuff that rye brings out, as well as this very minty flavor, which is quite unique for, it's almost an overpowering mint. It's quite unique for a bottle of bourbon that, especially with Four Roses. It's that mash bill though, definitely setting in. So that's what I smell, a little bit of tiny tobacco at the end of it. The taste on this one, with it being that high proof, it's tough to get a real good taste. Definitely high proof, 62.1%. You feel it. But the nice part about this is that you're tasting full flavor. So right up front, it's definitely minty. And then it sets in with that cinnamon spice burn. And then right after that, it gets very creamy. Full-bodied, creamy. I'm tasting a lot of like pear, probably from the mash bill. And then at the end, it burns going down, obviously, with that proof. It burns going down, but it's got this leather, this mint, this tobacco finish going down. Now, I do like it, although like I mentioned, I think I liked the other one that I tried a little bit more. So as I mentioned, I had 2 barrels, and I bought a bottle from each, or they had 2 barrels, I bought a bottle from each. When I say I like the other one more, I mean I like the normal Four Roses that I got, the normal Four Roses single barrel, the non-barrel strength one. I liked that one a little bit more, which is still somewhere in my house. So the other thing I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to add some water, just a couple drops here. Because at this proof, I want to see how this opens up. And a lot of you guys have been asking me to do this. We'll do 1, 2, 3 small drops of water. I think that's probably a pretty good amount for this proof. We'll move it around a little bit. We'll see what this does to it. Now technically when you're adding water, you should let it sit for a couple minutes, but we're on a video, so we don't have a ton of time to do that. We're going to move it around like this to hopefully speed that process up a little bit. So when you're drinking these barrel strengths, you can kind of stretch your dollar by adding a small amount of water to these. Because number one, 62% is quite overpowering. Number two, when you tone it down with the water, you get a different flavor profile. It brings out different characteristics. So with the water, I'm getting a lot more of the oak, surprisingly. The oak and the spice come out a little bit more, as for the taste. Yeah, it's brought out the bourbon characteristics more. As for the taste, I'm now getting some caramel, which wasn't present before. I'm getting some caramel. I'm getting a little bit more of the pear taste. It's part of that rye coming out. I'm getting more of the oak. I'm getting a little bit more of the leather taste. So it's becoming more bourbon-like as I add that water to it. So maybe kind of diluting down some of those rye overtones and kind of mixing them in a little bit better. In fact, with the drop or two in here, I actually really like this taste a lot better than without it. And also, as you continue going at that high proof, you know, your palate's getting more used to it, and it's not just tasting those burning cinnamon notes. So definitely for me, I like it with that little couple drops of water in at this proof, at least with this barrel. There are some barrel and cask strength things that I'd prefer at the higher proof. So what do I think about this particular bottle? Not any Four Roses single barrel bottle, but this particular bottle. I think I'm going to put this one right at about a 90 out of 100. So why a 90 out of 100? Just good price, good barrel, good bottle. You know, everything that you expect from this, you know, cask strength, so it's going to go a long way, or barrel strength, so it's going to go a long way. I like all these things about it. The only reason it's not a little bit higher is because this one wasn't my perfect flavor profile. You'll see as some of my other Four Roses reviews from the past, or if I do other bottles of this stuff, I do like the ones that are more bourbon-like. I don't like having to add the water to it to get there. So for me though, this is still a great bottle, and I think you guys should experiment with Four Roses single barrel private selections if you can find them. I know a couple online sites have them, and your local store should have them too. So guys, 90 out of 100 for this bottle of Four Roses single barrel private selection barrel strength. Let me know what you guys are looking for in the next couple reviews. You've seen my collection now. If you want me to review anything in that collection, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it. I'll be back next week. It's my birthday this weekend, so if you see a surprise weekend video, it may be because, you know, we're having some fun. So thanks again for joining me, guys. Have a great one. This is David Whiskey Blooded. I'm out of here.